Welcome to Inheritance Solutions for a Diverse Community with Richard Hall. Join us as we delve into strategies and insights that ensure your legacy is secure and your loved ones are cared for.
Hello and welcome to Inheritance Solutions for a Diverse Community with Richard Hall, founder of Bottom Line Lawyers. Richard combines extensive legal and real estate expertise to help individuals and families prepare for the future and protect their assets. Today's episode is From Procrastination to Preparation, Estate Planning for 2025. Richard, so great to have you here. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So what are the key reasons why starting or revisiting an estate plan in the new year is especially important for individuals and families?
Well, New Year's always a great time. People focus on new beginnings and make resolutions and so forth. Setting a resolution, goal setting, taking stock of what matters most. It's really the perfect time to address estate planning, an area that people mostly overlook or procrastinate about because nobody wants to talk about dying. The importance of starting and revising the estate plan in the new year really lies in its ability to provide clarity and security and peace of mind for you, and most importantly, for the loved ones that you care about. Life is unpredictable, and failing to plan can create unnecessary stress, legal complications, and financial burdens for your family. So, for example, imagine a scenario where a young parent dies unexpectedly, without a will. Without clear instructions, their assets could be distributed according to state law, and custody of their minor children could be decided by courts. This could lead to outcomes that are far from what the parent would have wanted. If you already have an estate plan, the new year is a great time to review and revise it to reflect any changes in your life. Have you purchased a new home? Do you have a grandchild? Have you experienced a significant increase in wealth or started a business? These events often necessitate updates to ensure your estate plan aligns with your current circumstances. And then there's tax. So tax laws and financial regulations can change from year to year, potentially impacting your estate. For instance, if estate tax exemptions decrease, they might in coming years. High net worth individuals may need to adjust their estate plans to minimize tax liabilities. Starting your estate planning at the beginning of the year gives you a head start on making these adjustments and ensures that you take advantage of any tax savings. Procrastination is the biggest obstacle to estate planning. My father used to tell me I was going to start a Procrastinators club, but I never got around to it, right? Often stemming from fear of complexity or unwillingness to confront the reality of mortality. However, viewing the new year as a symbolic opportunity to get organized, help overcome this hesitation. Think of it as setting a resolution, not just for yourself, but for the well-being of those you care about. Ultimately, starting or revising your estate plan in the new year is about taking control of your legacy and protecting your loved ones. By prioritizing this task early in the year, you can eliminate future stress and focus on achieving other personal and professional goals with peace of mind.
Yeah, what's the old adage? When you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right?
Exactly so.
How often should individuals revisit their estate plans? And is there any particular reason why the start of the year is a particularly good time to do it?
Well, estate plans are not static documents. They need to evolve with their circumstances. As a rule of thumb, you should revisit your estate plan every 3 to 5 years, or whenever a major life event occurs, such as a marriage, a divorce, the birth of a child, a birth of a grandchild, the purchase of a significant asset. But why is the start of the year particularly well suited for this task? Beginning a year is a natural time for reflection and organization. Many people use this period to evaluate their financial goals, update budgets, set new priorities. Revisiting your estate plan fits seamlessly into this rhythm. For example, while reviewing your finances, you might realize that your retirement accounts or life insurance policies have outdated beneficiary designations. Updating these ensures that your estate plan reflects your current intentions. Consider the case of a couple who created an estate plan shortly after getting married. Over the years, they had children, bought a vacation home, still only had accounts for their primary residence, and doesn't include provisions for the business or trust for their children's inheritance. Visiting the estate plan at the start of the year, allowing them to address these gaps and ensure their plan aligns with the current assets and goals. The start of the year also follows holiday gatherings, which can highlight family dynamics and potential concerns. For instance, a conversation with aging parents might reveal the need to include long-term care planning or adjust your will to account for caregiving responsibilities. Similarly, discussions with adult children might prompt updates to your plan to reflect their changing needs or financial independence. Off script a little bit. Also, at holidays, emotions around people run high. And sometimes I have people come in, they want to add someone into their planning. They want to delete someone from their planning. They want to cut somebody out. They want to make other kinds of changes. So that always happens relative to specific personal events, and it happens most frequently at holiday time. Another reason January is ideal is that it sets the tone for the rest of the year. Tackling your estate plan early ensures that it doesn't get lost amidst other obligations, and also a way to protect your loved ones proactively. For example, imagine the relief knowing your children's guardianship is legally documented, or that your healthcare directives are clear should an emergency arise. Incorporating estate plan reviews into your annual routine is a small but powerful step towards maintaining control over your legacy. It ensures your plan remains relevant, comprehensive, and legally sound, giving you confidence and clarity as you move forward in the year. It is truly a time where people get in touch with their feelings and how they want to address people. So yeah, it's a great time to be reviewing those needs and desires. And it's a time when people are more willing to reflect on their life. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. Are there any new tax laws, estate tax exemptions, or other financial regulations in the new year that could affect estate planning decisions?
The short answer is, did the sun come up today? There will always be tax laws and exemptions and whatever. The new year often brings changes to tax laws and estate tax exemptions. In fact, most of them are indexed these days, and financial regulations that directly impact your estate planning decisions. Staying informed about these is really important. So one example, a significant area to monitor is the federal estate tax exemption. In 2025, it's $13.99 million. In 2023, the exemption was $12.92 million per individual. It could be reduced in future years as legislative priorities shift. We certainly see some potentials for that in this coming administration. A lower exemption might expose more estates to taxation, and meaning families with substantial wealth could face unexpected liabilities. And your plan may become obsolete as a result of that. Also, on gift giving, another factor is the gift tax rules. And in 2025, you can give up to $19,000 per person for each year. And that is one technique that we use for distributing assets in advance of someone's passing, thereby bypassing any kind of tax liability. Changes in retirement accounts can also reflect and affect estate plan. The Secure Act of 2019 and subsequent updates have already altered how inherited retirement accounts are treated, requiring most beneficiaries to withdraw funds within 10 years. There are some exceptions to that, and those are for certain special relationships. If additional adjustments occur, it may be necessary to revisit the strategies on passing IRAs or 401ks to minimize your tax burden. State level laws can also be equally impactful. California doesn't impose a state tax, but other states do, and their exemption thresholds may differ from the federal level. So if you own property or have beneficiaries in other states, you might want to make sure you understand that. And then let's look at one particular example. A couple with a $10 million estate plans to rely on the federal exemption to avoid estate tax. However, if the exemption changes or the state law impose additional taxes, they could lose a substantial portion of their assets to taxation. Consulting with an estate planning attorney early in the year helps them explore options for irrevocable trust, charitable donations, or family limited partnerships to reduce tax exposure. Staying ahead of these regulatory changes allows you to make informed adjustments to your estate plan. And by doing so, you ensure that your legacy is preserved and your assets are transferred efficiently, minimizing tax liability for your loved ones.
And how can estate planning align with someone's financial goals for the new year, such as maybe charitable giving or investment changes, retirement planning, et cetera?
That's a good question, Kevin. So it's not just about passing on wealth after you're gone. It's also a tool for achieving your financial goals while you're alive. The start of a new year is a perfect time to align these two areas, creating a holistic strategy that benefits you and your loved ones now and in the future. For example, if one of your financial resolutions for the year is to increase charitable giving, your estate plan can support this goal. Establishing a charitable remainder trust, otherwise known as the CRT, allows you to donate assets to charity while still giving income, you're still receiving income during your lifetime. Not only does this fulfill your philanthropic intentions, but it also offers tax advantages such as reducing your taxable estate. If you're focusing on retirement planning, estate planning can help ensure a smooth transfer of your retirement assets to your heirs. Reviewing a beneficiary designation on accounts like IRAs and 401ks is essential to prevent conflicts or unintended outcomes. Suppose you recently remarried, and this is true to form, I had this very thing happen, but haven't updated your beneficiary designations. Your new spouse may be unintentionally excluded, causing complications and potential disputes among family members, which can be very expensive and very time consuming to deal with those. Another financial goal might involve investment strategy. Let's say you've diversified your portfolio by investing in real estate or high growth stocks. Incorporating these assets into your estate plan ensures they're managed appropriately and passed on according to your wishes. For instance, placing real estate assets in a trust can simplify the transfer and potentially provide tax benefits. Business owners should also align their estate plans with their financial goals. If you own a small business, succession planning is critical to ensuring continuity. Establishing a buy-sell agreement or outlining a clear transition plan protects the business you've worked hard to build and provides stability for employees and family members. Estate planning can also help you achieve financial goals, such as supporting a family member during a lifetime. A well-structured plan might include setting up a trust to fund a grandchild's education or providing financial assistance to an aging parent. These actions reflect your values while creating a lasting legacy. By integrating estate planning with financial goal setting, you create a unified approach that supports your long-term vision. It's not just about preparing for the inevitable. It's about living intentionally with and ensuring that your wealth is used in the matter that matters to you most.
Needless to say, these past few years have been a bit unpredictable. I know that's a real hot take there. How can people better prepare their estates to handle unexpected life changes in the coming year?
Well, as you say, the past few years have certainly shown us that life is unpredictable. From global pandemics to economic uncertainty, unforeseen events can have profound effects on our lives and our finances. Preparing your estate to handle these unexpected changes ensures that you and your loved ones are protected no matter what the future holds. One key way to prepare is by creating and updating essential documents like a durable power of attorney, healthcare directives, and a living will. These documents empower trusted individuals to make decisions on your behalf if you're not able to do so. For instance, during the COVID-19 pandemic, families who had healthcare directives in place found it much easier to navigate medical decisions compared to those without them. Another strategy is to establish a irrevocable living trust. Unlike the will, a living trust allows you to manage your assets during your lifetime and makes it easier to adapt to changing circumstances. For example, if you acquire new property or experience a major financial windfall, you can update the trust without the need for extensive legal proceedings. Financial safeguards are also important. Having an emergency fund or a life insurance policy designated for specific purposes provides a safety net for your family in the event of job loss, illness, or other unexpected events. For instance, a life insurance policy can cover mortgage payments or educational expenses, ensuring your family's stability during difficult times. And one thing, we sometimes use insurance policies as a way to fund portions of your estate, because if you have a real estate heavy estate and you pass, somebody has to make sure that that real estate continues to operate while your trust is being administered. So having a life insurance policy with those proceeds available to manage your real estate is very useful. Also, regular communication with your family and advisors is another way to prepare for the unexpected. Sharing your intentions and the details of your estate plan with key individuals can reduce the risk of misunderstandings and conflicts. It also ensures that everyone involved understands their roles and responsibilities. However, a red flag here, and that is sometimes you may not want to share the particulars of your estate plan with some family members because it can act as an incentive for them to take actions that might be contrary to the interest of your estate. Preparing your estate for the unknown isn't about predicting every possible scenario. Instead, it's about building flexibility, and resilience into your plan so you can adapt to whatever changes arise.
How can people use the new year as an opportunity to update their estate plans to reflect those major life changes, like you mentioned, marriage, divorce, birth of a child, and so on?
Yeah, and we've touched on that a little bit, but I'll go a little further with that. The new year is an excellent opportunity to reflect on the past year and look at those major life changes. Again, marriage, divorce, birth, or adoption of a child, loss of a loved one often requires significant updates. Also, your changing health status may require some changes to your estate plan and may require some changes to the power of attorney. You may want to decide you're going to change your healthcare directive in some ways. But let's start with marriage. If you've recently tied the knot, it's essential to update your estate plan to include your spouse. This could involve changing beneficiary designations on life insurance policies, retirement accounts, other assets to reflect your new marital status. Or, as we do in some cases, you turn your insurance policies over to your trust so that the trust actually distributes all of your assets at the time of your passing. You may also want to grant your spouse powers of attorney for healthcare and financial matters, ensuring that they or someone that you trust can make decisions on your behalf if necessary. Failing to make these updates can lead to unintended outcomes, such as an ex-spouse receiving benefits or a spouse being excluded from key decisions. Neither of those things are good things. Divorce is another life event that necessitates immediate action. For example, imagine a situation where someone divorces but forgets to remove their ex-spouse as the primary beneficiary of the retirement account. If something happens to them, the ex-spouse could still receive those funds, even if that wasn't the intention. Updating your estate plan to reflect your new circumstance ensures your assets are distributed according to your wishes and prevents unnecessary legal disputes. And those legal disputes, as I mentioned before, can be very expensive and very lengthy. So you really it's a much better return on your investment to update your estate plan than to leave it for later. The birth or adoption of a child is one of the most joyful reasons to update an estate plan. Adding provisions for guardianship is critical to ensure your child is cared for by someone you trust if something happens to you. Additionally, you might want to establish a trust to provide for their financial future, specifying how and when they can access the funds. This level of planning gives you peace of mind knowing your child will be supported no matter what. If you don't provide for that, who's going to be the guardian for your children? If you or your spouse are not available for that purpose, then the court's going to decide that. And the court is going to go to the next of kin, which may not be the person or persons that you want to raise your children. They may not share your values. Major financial changes, such as purchasing a home, starting a business, also warrant changes to your estate plan. For instance, if you recently bought a home, you might consider placing it in a trust to simplify its transfer to your heirs, and also, by the way, to avoid capital gains tax. Similarly, if you've started a business, creating a business succession plan ensures a smooth transition to the next generation or designated beneficiaries. The new year is also an opportunity to address smaller but equally important updates, such as changes to your contact information or appointment of new trustees and executors. If you've named someone as a trustee or an executor and they are no longer able or willing to act in that role, it's to your interest to update that information in your documents. These updates, while straightforward, are crucial to keeping your estate plan accurate and functional. Again, without that, if there's a blank spot in who does what, it's got to get decided by a judge, and it's got to go to court for that, which causes expense and consumes time. By using the new year as a checkpoint, you can ensure your estate plan reflects your current life values and goals. This proactive approach not only protects your loved ones, but also gives you the confidence that your wishes will be honored.
So when talking about those procrastinators you were mentioning earlier, what steps can they take this year to ensure they have a solid plan in place?
For people who have been procrastinating, the process seems overwhelming, and that's usually the reason. But the new year, with a fresh start, taking a step-by-step approach can make that manageable and even empowering. Let's look at a roadmap for that. 1, start with the basics. At its core, an estate plan includes a will, a durable power of attorney, and healthcare directives. The will outlines how your assets will be distributed and appoints guardians for minor children. The power of attorney designates someone to manage your financial affairs if you become incapacitated, while healthcare directives ensure your medical wishes are honored. These foundational documents provide a safety net for you and for your loved ones. Organize your assets. Make a comprehensive list of assets, including bank accounts, investments, real estate, personal belongings, and digital assets like email accounts or cryptocurrency, or if you've gotten any of those fancy AI-created paintings that are worth a lot. This inventory will help you and your attorney determine how to distribute your estate and identify any gaps or concerns. And when you're thinking about your specific assets and organizing them, it's useful to think about something that you may want to go to a particular person as opposed to something you want just to be liquidated and distributed as cash. So for instance, I had somebody, they had an old Corvette and they wanted it to go to their grandson. Had another woman who wanted her wedding dress to go to her granddaughter. So those are specific bequests that happen before anything gets liquidated. Step 3, consult a professional. Working with an estate planning attorney is invaluable, especially if you have complex needs, such as blended families, significant wealth, a business, or a non-traditional relationship. An attorney can guide you through tax-efficient strategies, trust creation, and other advanced planning tools. For instance, if you own a business, they might recommend a buy-sell agreement to ensure its continuity. Break it up into smaller tasks. Estate planning doesn't have to be completed in one sitting. Start by drafting a will, then move on to establishing trusts, updating beneficiary designations, or setting up a durable power of attorney. Setting realistic deadlines for each task can help you stay on track without feeling overwhelmed. Communicate with your loved ones. Discuss your plans with those involved, such as your executor, your beneficiaries, or guardians for your children. Clear communication reduces the likelihood of misunderstandings and disputes later. Again, a caveat here, be selective in who you share that information with and how you share it. Maybe you think of concepts and don't talk about specifics in terms of dollars or items. Next, regularly visit your plan. Once you've created your estate plan, schedule periodic reviews to ensure it remains current. Life changes such as marriage, divorce, significant increase in assets may require updates. Example, let's consider Jane, a single mother who had delayed estate planning for years. After attending a seminar on estate planning in January, she decided to act. She started by drafting a simple will, naming her sister as the guardian for her children. Next, she worked with an attorney to set up a trust for her kids and ensuring their financial security. Finally, she updated her beneficiary designations on her life insurance and retirement accounts. By breaking the process into steps, Jane created a robust estate plan within a few months. The key to overcoming procrastination is to take the first step. With each action, you'll gain momentum and confidence, ensuring that your legacy is protected and your loved ones are cared for. So it's just important that you don't let procrastination overwhelm you. Take it a step at a time.
I think that's really good advice. Well, thanks for listening to Inheritance Solutions for a Diverse Community with Richard Hall. For more information, you can find Richard Hall on social media or visit bottomlinelawyers.com. And please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and leave us a review. Richard, so great to have you here. Thanks for all the insight.
All right. Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a review in the comments.